Kasalanan nyo na tertiary, kayong nagbigay sa amin ng klase ng teacher. It really takes a village to educate a child. Huwag lang kayong mag-implement dahil may contest. I'd like to share with you here a very good story that I just read kanina sa Facebook. It's all about the sinking of the super giant Titanic ship. That before the ship Titanic about to sink, there were 3 ships near Titanic. The first one was called the Samson. It was 7 miles away from the Titanic, and they saw the crew and the passengers of Samson saw the white flares signaling danger, but because the crew had been hunting seals illegally and didn't want to be caught, they turned out and went the opposite direction away from the Titanic. This ship represents those of us, pati ako, who are so busy in our own sin and lives that we cannot recognize when someone else is in need. Ano yung reflection natin dun? Sometimes we're too busy inside the classroom as if we are doing something very important, pero sa katunayan naman, hindi naman makabuluhan yung pinagkakaabalahan mo. Na may problema ka lang sa bahay mo, na neglect mo si bata, na siya pala ang nangangailangan ng tulong mo. That's the first one. The second ship is called the Californian. This ship was only 14 miles away from the Titanic, but they were surrounded by ice fields, and the captain looked out and saw the white flares, but because of conditions weren't favorable and it was dark, he decided to go back to bed and wait until morning. The crew tried to convince themselves that nothing was happening. The ship represents those of us who say, I can't do anything for now. Wala na. Nandiyan ka na sa grade 6, wala na akong magawa. Kasalanan na ni primary teacher, si beginning reading teacher. The last ship was the Carpathia. The ship was actually headed in a southern direction, 58 miles away from the Titanic, when they heard the distress cries over the radio. The captain of the ship knelt down, prayed to God for direction, and then turned the ship around and went full steam ahead through the ice fields. This ship was the ship that saved the 705 lives, or the 705 survivors of the Titanic. And I congratulate Amulong West District, for you are the last ship. Kasi nga sinking na ang reading program ko because it's about, the school year is about to end, but none invited me yet. It's only Amulong West District. Masayang masaya ako kapag nakakakita ako ng bata na nakakabasa. Masakit sa dibdib natin, masakit sa ulo natin, na ang daming nagre-reklamong high school teachers and high school school heads na paano nakapasa ito sa elementary hindi makabasa. And this is the cause of our discussion, our debate with my cousin who is a professor of CSU, si Dr. Ph.D. CARAG. Sabi niya, ang daming estudyante sa college hindi nakakabasa. Kasalanan nyo sa elementary, sa basic education. Ang sabi ko naman sa kanya, kasalanan nyo na tertiary, kayong nagbigay sa amin ng klase ng teacher. It really takes a village to educate a child. Katuwang natin si Kapitan, katuwang natin ang ating GPTA, katuwang natin ang ating parent, katuwang natin ang lahat. Meron din akong 3 challenges sa inyo. First is, this is a reflection, a massive reflection or a reflective avenue to identify what should you do next, what should you do more to improve our learners. Secondly, competition should not be the sole determinant of the extent of implementation. Huwag lang kayong mag-implement dahil may contest. Huwag kayong makikompete sa co-teacher nyo, no? You should compete sa sarili mo. Ang challenge mo din doon is, after implementing the pre-test of the PhilErie or kung anumang pre-test ang ginamit mo, out of these identified non-readers, ilan kaya ang ma-improve ko? You should make a difference in the lives of our learners. Kasi ang favorite story ko, ang favorite definition ko about teacher is yung nakikinig sa akin sa lecture, that T stands for the time and effort na you're spending for your materials, for your lesson plans, for you to review your topics. And your E is your energy. Nauubos din ang lakas mo na teacher, nagtuturo ka full day. And then, at the end of the day, after spending the T and the E, you have the ACHE in your body, the ache. Sakit ng katawan, sakit ng ulo, bakit hindi makabasa, sakit ng bulsa because you spend for your devices. But at the end of the day, don't ever forget that there is still letter R at the end of the word teacher. And that's the reward. That's the reward. Kalahin mo, balang araw, babalik si bata sa iyo, Ma'am, I am already a registered engineer. Ano po ang sarap, di ba? Ma'am, I am already a millionaire because of you. Imagine that. Fuguram mo that in Itawit. And lastly, reading assignment is not only for language teachers. Ibabalik ko. It's not only for language teachers. This should awaken bayanihan spirit. All should be involved. My heartfelt congratulations for everyone for a very good activity that you had this morning.